Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on Gran Turismo 7. We're back with the latest time trial to help you earn them credits as quickly and as easily as possible. Now we're in the Lexus LFA at Sardinia, and yeah, it's a tricky one with this car. You're going to have to, if you really want to push the time, you are going to need to abuse that downshifting. I've not really done that for this guide. I've concentrated on trying to drive it fairly reasonable with the downshifting, but I will talk about the downshifting that you'll need to do if you really want to exploit the physics on this game to really go for them final half a second, because it can gain you at least half a second if you really do abuse the downshifting on this track, because it's got a lot of heavy braking zones. So to enter this time trial, you're going to go into sport mode in the top right hand corner. From there, you're going to go to the time trial section and you're going to be greeted with two separate ones. We've got guides for both of these, so if you're looking for a guide for the Super Formula at Fuji, that is also on the channel, so you can check that out. But we're going into this one. I predict the gold is going to go down to about a 47.5 by the end of the week, because I think this one's only on for 1 week. Now the reason for that is probably because of physics change on the game that is being implemented next week. So that is my theory behind that. They're only allowing it 1 week because it's going to change physics on Thursday with the new physics that are coming into the game. So yeah, if you do want to chase my ghost, I do have a top 10 time on there. Just crept it in the top 10, so you can chase that from the leaderboard and load up my ghost. But yeah, do remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section if you manage to get the gold, silver or bronze. But yeah, you are going to need to push it to at least a 47.5, I feel. So first braking zone, we're braking just short of that 150 board at 273 kilometers. Now remember, you can brake later than that if you're willing to really abuse the downshifting into this corner. You can see I'm into second gear quite late there. You're going to have to go a little bit earlier into second gear if you want to abuse it. Now from here, you're going to start rotating it in and go up to third gear early. You can see the trail braking going in, and at our lowest speed we're at 91 kilometers an hour. Now you're going to see that throttle going in quite aggressively. Once you've got that throttle down, keep on that throttle. Do not lift all the way through this section, keeping it planted all the way through here, then up to fourth gear. You do not need to lift at all through this section. Just keep the left hand tyre as close to the curb as possible. And now you're going to be working your way into the next braking reference, which we're going to use the 50 board as our reference, but braking before that. So you can see there, onto the brakes nice and early before that 50 board at 226 kilometers an hour. And now we're going to start rotating in. Now unfortunately, I stayed in fourth gear too long there. I really needed to get into third gear a bit quicker, and that's going to stop my car from rotating into this corner. You can see now it's going to start on the steering, and we miss the apex massively. You can see ideally you want your right hand tire to be on that curb, so your left hand tire is actually on the grass, but I'm completely missing the apex by a long shot here. Down to 71 at our lowest speed in miles per hour, but really it should have been higher than that. And now you can see, because of that missed apex, we're kind of compromised here. You're best being over to the left there like the ghost, so you can widen the entrance into the corner. But what you can see here is I do manage to get it into third gear and make sure we hit this apex here. So we actually hit the apex, and we do manage to recover some kind of exit from this corner, but probably lost at least 2 temps in that sector alone. But yeah, mistakes happen. So into this next corner, we're using the 50 as our reference there. Again, we're going to brake just short or level with that. You can see onto the brakes, and you can see at 202 kilometers. Now again, maybe a fraction too late on the brakes here because I didn't get the rotation again. Ideally, I've done it like so many times, we got it perfect, but then this time we missed the apex again. You can see slightly missed, but I do get on the throttle, and we're probably going to lose another tenth here. You can see by the ghost in front of us. You want to be as close to that wall as possible so you can really get on the throttle. You can see I'm actually having to be a little bit hesitant with the throttle there, going from like 50 to 70 before we go to 100. If you get it right, you can pretty much stamp that throttle 100% and carry a lot more speed up this hill. And you can see now, because of that exit speed, we're losing out all the way on this straight. You can see the ghost in front pulling away by at least a tenth or two there, just in that one stretch of road. Now we're going to brake just before the 150 board. You can see again, braking short of it. We're not going to abuse that downshifting. You can see if you really want to abuse the downshifting, you can brake later, so you can brake a little bit closer to that 150, but I'm just not into it. Don't like that, the way that the physics are in this game with the downshifting. Hopefully the new physics will fix that and it will alter it. That's what I'm hoping. That's why I'm hoping they've only done it for 1 week. So 45 miles per hour, lowest speed in the apex of that corner. And now we're going to slowly feed that throttle in there. Try and get on that throttle so that you go 50 to 100% and keep it from wheel spinning too much on that exit. And now we're going into this tricky corner. This is all about getting the turning point spot on. So as you're going into this corner, you're going to get it to the right hand side, then onto the brakes. And at this point, you want to be as far over to the right as possible because you're going to swing it back to the left. So down to third gear, and you can see you can actually use a bit of third gear on the throttle at lowest speed, 97 miles per hour there, and then you can see the throttle already going in, and then you're going to go up to 4th gear as you're coming out the exit, use a little bit of the curb on the exit there, and then into the next braking zone. We're looking for that 100 board, which we're going to brake just short of. So again, if you want to abuse the downshifting, you can probably brake a little bit later than that 100 board, but we're going to go to 3rd, then to 2nd gear, and then we're not going to use 1st gear here. Well, you can use 1st gear if you really find yourself on the steering, but I found that keeping it in 2nd gave me a bit of easier traction coming out the corner, but 1st gear definitely did rotate it in that corner. So it depends. If you brake a bit late, use 1st to try and rotate it. If not, 2nd gear should be okay. And now powering our way into the final corner. Now this is actually a tricky corner in a road car, because you're going to actually have to give it a little lift. So you can see I'm going to give a little dab of the brakes here just before this turn chevron there, and you can see at 129 miles per hour. And as we hit the apex there, our lowest speed 120, and then we're pretty much fully back on that throttle to accelerate out this corner. So you want to make sure that you can stay on that throttle all the way through the exit. Just be careful you don't run too far wide there. Pretty much got that nailed, and now over the line for a 145.7. Not an amazing lap, not my favorite combos when we have to do this glitchy downshifting. So yeah, if you want to abuse it, you are going to gain time. So just remember that. If you really go aggressive on this like engine downshifting, where you go into 2nd gear like instantly, you are going to gain a lot of time. Just be careful it doesn't snap with this car though. It can happen. I actually tested it out just because I wanted to see how it reacts. If you do run it, I found that default ABS actually seemed to slow it down better than weak. With weak ABS, it wanted to snap the car a bit, but I ran my lap on weak because I don't really like doing that weird downshifting. So it is totally up to you, your choice on this one. But yeah, hopefully these new physics that are coming at the end of next week, I have a feeling they're going to fix this, because it does make me wonder why they've only done this time trial for 1 week. It's obviously going to have an effect on it, so fingers crossed physics are going to stop this stupid downshifting and also improve in other areas. But yeah, again, watching this lap from the chase camera on kilometers now, you can see them first sectors were not the greatest, but I did manage to get these sectors quite well. You can see using the full width of the track, actually getting a little bit onto the grass there, where widening the line in, and actually got really good traction out of that exit. And then up here, we actually gained on the Ghost that was currently P2 in the world. You can see, I think it was Distinct Nave's lap. As we're coming through here, you can see we really rotated it lovely there. 3rd gear, 4th gear, exit pretty much spot on. So done that quite nicely. Then again, into this corner using that 100 board as that reference. Again, you can see didn't really need to use 1st gear. Got a nice bit of rotation. Just be careful on that throttle on the exit. Don't stamp it too hard instantly, because if you spin the wheels up, you lose a bit of traction and you're going to lose a bit of time. But this tricky last corner, very difficult to get absolutely perfect. You can easily run wide on that corner, so you might take a few laps to get yourself used to doing that. But yeah, if you do enjoy these guides, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with one of these next week with the new physics. Probably a little bit later, because we'll be streaming the new update in the morning. So look forward to seeing you then for that one. Take care, everyone. Bye.